Sweet home we call Krakow. It's the city of the kings. Sweet
This is going to be a great
home we call
video.
Krakow.
My top 6 things that I love about
Believe in
Poland.
you. In Warsaw, you got the capital.
Hey everybody, welcome. I'm Holy Joe Rock and Roll, coming at you live and unscripted. And this is a video I've been wanting to make for a long time. It is my top 6 things that I love about Poland. And it's not necessarily in any particular order. Maybe you could say it's the order in which I've experienced it. And let's start just number 1. The first thing on my list is Polish food. I love Polish food, Polish traditional food. Everything from bigos, schabowa, rosół, żurek, gołąbki. I mean, pretty much everything. Now, the 2 things that I can say I don't really like is flaki and kaszanka. 2 things that I can say I don't really like, and I'm sorry. I can't like everything, but pretty much everything else, I just love the food in Poland. It's just amazing. You feel the difference. You taste the difference in the quality of the vegetables, the quality of the meats. Just amazing. Like for instance, a cabanosy that you get, like the Krakowski or Krakow's brand of cabanosy. I've never experienced that type of cabanosy in the U.S. You know, the U.S. we have Slim Jims. That's the closest thing. It's crap compared to cabanosy, which is basically dried sausage, very thin dried sausage. Okay, awesome. Anyway, the food is amazing, and I recommend anyone to try Polish foods, especially if they come to Poland. Definitely Polish foods. Polish breads are amazing as well. Now, number 2 on my list, wouldn't it be obvious? It's Polish women. Okay, obviously I'm a heterosexual male, and I love Polish women. Okay, I'm not going to go into the details. Maybe when I do expat stories from around the world, when I do my own story, I might give you a little more information on some of my exploits in the country. But honestly, except with the possible exception of Ukraine, maybe, I find Polish women to be the most beautiful in the world. And there's just so many of them. No matter where you look, you just put out your hand and you're going to touch a beautiful woman. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm serious. And it's not just about the looks. Okay, looks is one thing. Yeah, beautiful women. You can find beautiful women anywhere. But it's not just the looks. It's also they're traditional women. Like generally, they're very traditional women, right? They believe in gender roles. Not to say that women don't work here. Of course they do. But when it comes to loyalty to their man and being pro-family, it's more traditional, and I love that. And obviously, I have a Polish wife now. I've got Polish kids here, and I just love. Even now, even though I'm married, I still just enjoy looking around, and it's nothing wrong with looking, right? It's just amazing, just amazing, beautiful people in Poland, beautiful women. Okay, the guys are kind of ugly looking. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? No offense, guys. All right. The number 3 on my list is the weather, and I know you might laugh at that, but I actually appreciate the fact that the summers don't get that hot. I mean, there is usually a period of about 2 weeks, maybe in July or August, when it can be very hot. At least, well, for Poland, it can get very hot. So let's say in the 30 degrees centigrade range, which is like about 90 degrees, right? 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's about 2 weeks in the summertime it gets that hot. Okay, so you may not think it's that hot, and it's not that hot. I mean, it is hot and it's a little bit uncomfortable because most houses do not have air conditioning. There's no need for it. It's only hot for 2 weeks in a year. So what do you need air conditioning for? You don't need air conditioning for most homes. But I like that. I wish maybe that the summer would last a little bit longer, but you can't have everything. And I like the fact that we have a real winter. The last few years, we've had some actually very mild winters. But when I first got here, and then this year again, it's pretty darn cold, and it's cold for like 4 or 5 months. It's bitter cold for 2 months, right? It could be minus 15 degrees centigrade, minus 20 degrees centigrade, which is, I don't know what that is, 3 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, it's dang cold, all right? Anyhow, I really appreciate the weather. I just really enjoy that dichotomy. From summer to winter, you have all the seasons. It's really cool. Number 4 on my list, and you may think, again, you may laugh at this, is actually the roads and the traffic. The cool thing about Poland is even when I first started driving here in 2002, you can see that the roads were what Americans would call country roads, most of them. There weren't really any autobahns or autostradas. There were a few, but not really, right? Not very much, many kilometers of the high-speed autobahn type, autostrada type roads. But the roads that they did have, Americans would consider them like a country road, right? Usually 1 lane in each direction, a 2-lane highway. There could be some rough spots on the road, but they were decent. I mean, they were decent, and I had no problem with them. A statistic that's, I don't know if it's still current, but one of the statistics that I read about Poland's roads is that in Poland, you have a higher probability of dying in a car crash, the highest probability of any European country. At least it used to be that way. And some people, you might think it's because of the roads. Honestly, I don't think it's because of the roads. It's because every once in a while there'll be a jackass driving, usually in an Audi or BMW, and just driving like a jerk, like passing you when there's no reason to pass, driving aggressively, just every once in a while. And then you say to yourself, that's the reason why people will die in a car crash, because of this jackass behavior. But I never had any accidents in Poland, and I think the roads are fine, and they're getting better. That's the thing. They're constantly fixing up the roads, and when they fix them, I mean, the quality is like German Autobahn quality for the most part. They're just really good roads, I really like that. And the traffic. Here's what I want to say about traffic. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're saying. If you live in Warsaw or Krakow or maybe Gdańsk or Wrocław or even Lublin, during rush hour you have traffic, and I know it can be a pain in the butt. But it is nothing. It is nothing compared to New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, or even Silicon Valley traffic, where that is just a waste of time, traffic. Now, I'm not saying it's not a waste of time here in Poland. It's just not as bad, okay? Just get that through your thick head. It's just not as bad, okay? And it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Public transportation here, for the most part, is really good. And that's also a good thing. So it allows the roads the traffic to be as bad as it might be in other places, or if there was not so much good public transportation. Now, number 5 on my list is the natural beauty. I mean, if you take the train from Krakow to Warsaw or Warsaw to Krakow and just see the countryside, especially in the summertime, but really anytime, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Now, of course, you could say that about almost any country, especially in Europe, or America is very beautiful, very diverse. But Poland is also very diverse. You got coastal cities like Gdańsk, Sopot, Gdynia. You got the Baltic Sea. I mean, it's really beautiful up there. You got obviously the mountains down in like Nowy Sącz or Zakopane, or the Tatra Mountains, the countryside, the mountains, the coast, and of course the old towns, the old architecture from 9, 10, 11, 12th century architecture. It's just beautiful, especially like Krakow. It's just beautiful, this European architecture. And it's just beautiful, something beautiful. Now, number 6 on my list, again, these are not in any particular order, except possibly just, let's say, when I noticed them, is the national pride. Polish people in Poland are proud of being Polish for the most part. I would say probably like 99%. Now, this is interesting because, I lived in a lot of cities in the United States. I know a lot of Polish people, Polish Americans, and especially, well, a lot of them would hide the fact that they were Polish. I knew one guy, his family he was probably 3rd generation Polish American from Chicago. They changed his last name. It sounded German. I always thought he was German American. And when he found out that I was living in Poland, he asked me, how do you like Poland? And I said, this place is awesome. And he said, because my ancestry is Polish, but I've never been to Poland. And I'm like, dude, this place is awesome. You need to get over here. And, I obviously had girlfriends in the United States that were Polish American. One of them who actually escaped from Poland during the 80s, during communist times, early 80s. And they, I don't know, there's always like this sort of stigma against them, or maybe kind of like a prejudice maybe against Polish people a little bit. But honestly, if you're a Polish American, you should be proud. Honestly, be proud to be Polish, because this place is freaking awesome. This country is freaking awesome. The people are awesome. And you have a right to be proud. And I want to add to that, this whole thing about multiculturalism and accepting all other cultures as equal, this is bullshit. You could say, and we can make the case, that all cultures offer something. But you can also argue that some cultures offer more than others. Definitely. Poland offers. Western European Christian cultures offer so much more than other cultures. We don't have to get into that now, but this place is awesome. And if there ever was an argument for and I'm just saying this in quotes, white European Christian country, Poland is an example of that. It's not the only one, but certainly we should allow for that, right? If a black man says black power, you say right on. A Hispanic person says Hispanic power, you say right on. A white person says white power, you say racist. And that's just bullshit. That's just bullshit. It's got to stop. Everybody should be proud of their heritage, their culture, the parts that they should be proud about, right? Obviously, every culture might have skeletons in the closet that they should not be proud about, but for white people to not be able to say that they're proud of their culture, their history, what their forefathers have brought to the table is nonsense. And Poland is just an awesome place. I'm really proud of the Polish people, that they are proud of their history, of their heritage, of their culture, of their religion, and they want to keep it. They want to preserve that. And I think that's awesome. I really think that's awesome. And it's one of the things that I love about Poland. So those are my top 6 things that I love about Poland. Thank you for watching. I hope you'll subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, so you can keep up to date with all my videos. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Hit it with a thumbs down, pow, pow, if you don't like it. That's all good. This is Holy Joe Rock and Roll coming at you live and definitely unscripted, saying make it happen for the captain, because you're the captain.
Sweet home we call Krakow. It's the city of the kings. Sweet home we call Krakow.